I do normally do comedy. I like to do little comedy sketches and just play them back to cheer myself up because I feel like mm, I'm getting screwed over. I do. I feel like I'm getting screwed over. But what are you going to do? So, one of the things I do is see if you could spot this one. And it has to do with Eric Clapton and how he, in the 90s, went unplugged with his famous song, Layla, which is normally a fast tempo, a lot of guitar song. And I decided that I wanted to say something like it and say, see if you could spot this one. And then I would proceed to maybe sing a song at somebody's request where they say, I want to hear ACDC Dirty Deeds, because around here, I wouldn't normally, as I sit there in many of my audio recordings and say I'm a Christian, but I'm telling you how sometimes, well, the Bible says, well, God through His Word, which is what we call the Bible, He says there is a time for war, and this is a kind of a war, a holy war, and there's a lot of indignance in my humor. I'm very indignant. It's not just about my money, but that's part of it. But if I were to search Dirty Deeds by ACDC, okay, so it's a very unholy group that sings a song, but I'm telling you, that's kind of what this dark web catalog has got for people. These dark web enthusiasts who want to hack somebody, and they do it for cheap. So the song is about dirty deeds that are done dirt cheap, meaning something that might normally cost thousands is only a couple hundred. And so I just sung it like, um, if you're having trouble with the high school head, he's giving you the blues. And then I'll skip forward to dirty deeds done the cheap. And so I knew that entertainment needed a make under. And I started to do acapella choir for everything. I started to make everything like just made under, but where it's like, wow, because everything was just, you go to a movie theater and you're kicked back in your chair and it's bow bow and everybody's going deaf on it, and you got somebody with you, but you got to shout at them, or it's got to have a little of everything, and it's gotten so overbloated that I just really thought to myself, I'm like, we need to make under. We need to make under. It's not that entertainment needs to be wiped off the planet, because I know when I spoke to the Father and Jesus, He said, "You all seem to only care about your entertainment." And through this walk with God, I have shown Him why a lot of times we choose entertainment and music, or entertainment in the form of theater, rather than other maybe more godly avenues, is because we are so oppressed. So it gets work done. But but a lot of times when a man might go to his wife to alleviate those things, those of us who have either a certain standard where we're like, no, I remember you from high school. I mean, maybe we did stay close to home in our own construct, if you will. We're like, I remember. No, you were with I saw that. I remember that. Or they're just like, I know what you're all about. Mm. And it's like, you just you just know too much about somebody, or you don't know enough, and you're like, hi, um, I don't know why he likes me. So you remain single, and then other people are really reliant on someone else in their life, and they're perfectly okay with saying I love him, and then maybe 2 to 5 years down the line saying I love him too. And I'm like, okay, well, I won't judge, and if you don't, hold me captive. So I know this is a long recording, but it's touching on every subject of why did God why was God so puzzled that we are choosing to be entertainers, because we're kind of mad as hatters, and we're imitating a lot of what we're seeing in a very a satirical fashion. And that usually tends to be me. And then there's other people that want to soothe other people with their entertainment, and then there's other people that want to titillate other people, and can oftentimes go overboard with that and kind of lead them down into the pit. I mean, or they're basically saying, somebody needs to come along and say, it's not that you don't have any talent. It's that you're choosing this with your talent. So I used a lot of groups like Nirvana as my see if you can spot this one, because they're not holding back and they're not hiding what they're saying. And then if I were to say it softly and sweetly, and then might do a double take, like, oh, I like that song. Really, do you? Well, they're going to be like, well, it's us, and you've been pitching us to a bad place. And maybe people like this might deserve, so at least certain people around them might deserve to be listened to, because people like Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, I judged them I was kind of the snobby. I was an artist, but I'm like, who says because you're an artist you have to be a dope smoking partier who's into tattooing? And now I'm like, well, I can't see it. I got a tattoo. I would never recommend any for anybody. It's regrets that I have. But then they're like, would you like us? And they just splatter this lotion on you that burns you to below the muscle level. And I'm like, they heard me regret the tattoo again. It's people that are just like, my puppy has to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, I'm not your puppy. Who are you? They think they're a higher being than us, whoever they are. And we're their pet. But we're not allowed to have pets in our bed. This open mind stuff is so in its preliminary phase that I think, at least in my case, it needs to be shut down. What do you say?